Hey everyone, welcome to Gamehound's Happy Endings, episode 30, recording November 20th, 2013. I'm Edie Sellers, with me is Holy Goalie and Nick DiNicola, and we have just finished doing our regular show. And we talked at length about the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, we did. We talked about everything that we liked, and wasn't much we didn't like. But yeah, to sum it up, we went over our buying experiences. The three of us had three different buying experiences. We talked about how we set it up and any issues that we had setting it up. And then we talked about some of the things that we liked about it. We'll talk a little bit more about that on the show.
In general, it seems like the buying experience was pretty uniform, that despite all three different ways of getting it, Goalie purchased it through Best Buy online, having it delivered. Nick purchased it through Amazon, having delivered. And I purchased it for pickup from Best Buy and picked it up on lunch night, and it was pretty well uniform. That was a good experience. No problems, no glitches.
Yep, everybody got up, signed on, and played, and having some fun with it. As mentioned, my favorite thing was the headphone jack, how I can play my my games with my Bose headsets without having to go and buy anything. I mean, if I want to, I can go buy something nicer, but for the most part, it's a standard jack.
Yeah, and our setup experiences were divergent considerably, because I did mine on launch night, did the update, and I had relatively little issue. Nick had a lot of issue because he did it. What time did you get yours on Friday morning?
I didn't get it Friday morning. Well, maybe it came Friday morning. I didn't get to it until like 8 that night.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Friday evening, it was rough.
Yeah.
Things were slow. Warframe was at 99 hours to download, and I gave up.
So that was after me, because if I did mine at 4 o'clock,
that would be
Eastern
1 o'clock.
time.
1 o'clock our time.
So yeah, so if you were doing it at 8, that would have been 11 my time, and I think I was playing. I think I played it all night that Friday night.
Yeah, so I was definitely in the thick of it, because when I started it up the next day, both Contrast and Warframe downloaded fairly quickly.
Yeah, the Sony seemed to recover from the crush of people on the servers pretty fast.
I got to say, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I saw on Facebook and Twitter people were going crazy, and I was like, oh man, what am I in for?
I heard that they actually took down PSN for a while.
I think they did, yeah, because it was just getting hammered.
Yeah, but I'm actually a little disappointed with hearing that there are some bad PS4s out there. I originally...
I'm not disappointed. I mean, that seems par for the course.
Yeah, well, here's my level of acceptability. If I read about it in news, like, there are bricked PS4s out there and people are experiencing problems, there's part of me that goes, yeah, but nobody I know, which kind of gives me a level of how prevalent this problem is. If I don't know anybody that's had it personally, then it may be, I consider it a fairly low percentage. That being said,
especially that in today, where Twitter, if it's a 0.01%, people can make their voices heard.
Yeah, it sounds like 10%.
Yeah, I think it's more than that, because I've gotten.
Sony said it was 1%.
I think it's more than that, because I only have, granted, I only know one person that happened to, but I did know one, and if I know one, it's more than 1%, because
Sony says less than 1% affected.
I don't necessarily think that that's true. I'm gonna call a little shins on that. Either that, or I just got very unlucky, and there's one person I know that had a problem. Actually, I have two people that I know that had problems. One with the console and one with a broken headset, which I don't consider the broken headset. But then again, as I explained to him when we were chatting about it on the Facebook messaging, that it takes a little of the euphoria of getting a new console off of it. You're like, like, oh, I'm so excited I got a new console. It's like something's broken. Even if it's just the headset, it's like, it just takes a little of the edge off. Because it's not quite perfect. And you only get this kind of euphoria once every 7 to 8 years. So it's a little disappointing that someone would have even something, an accessory as inconsequential as a headset, be not quite perfect. It's kind of like buying a brand new car and the windshield wipers don't work. It's like, yeah, it's it's kind of sucks that the first thing you have to do is take it into the shop to have it fixed.
My first 360, when I bought mine back, was it 7 years ago, whenever it was, and I didn't get it on launch. I got it after. I went into Best Buy, bought a 360, come home, plugged it in, turned it on, and I had 3 red rings. And I was like, I didn't know anything about it. So I called a friend, and is that normal? And they're like, no, get it back at the store now. And I already set it up and started playing. It had the 3 rings on it. So I don't know what it was indicating. But I brought it home. I brought it back and traded in right away. Got another one come home, and everything was fine. Yeah, my first 360 had the rings.
Right. A lot of people. That's I think the benchmark we all kind of gauge it by is the miserable failure rate of the initial Xbox 360s. And as long as it's under that, people are always going to go, well, it's not as bad as the 360. The amount of time that it's taking for these consoles to get back is pretty fast. I'm hearing that Sony has started a forum. They call it the blinking blue light issue. If you plug in your PS4 and it's the blue light that kind of runs down the center, starts to blink, that's bad things. So it's the blinking blue light of death. And they have a forum. It's set up in their Sony forums. If you need the link, I hope you don't, but if you just want to go lurk and watch things, it's in the Facebook. If you want to go to the Facebook page for Gamehounds, Facebook.com/the Gamehounds. I actually posted in there the link. So if you have a problem, you can report it there. But the one person that I know that needed to send it back because he was getting the blinking blue light of death was they were very quick to recover it, to send him a coffin, to have him send it back, and they'll get him another one. But it's still, like I said, takes the edge off of it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I'm also kind of not so concerned about this as I was with the Red Ring of Death for the 360 because Sony has said straight out that they are going to have enough supply on shelves for this Christmas that availability isn't going to be a problem. And that's what I've always said, is that the first one that runs out on the shelves is going to lose Christmas. Because if you can't find it, then you're going to get the other one, even if it is more expensive.
Yep.
But something I didn't take into account that Sony did say, I think it was Aaron Green, I think is his name, that Sony did say that I didn't take into account, and I don't know if it's a bad idea or a good idea, that they don't want to have too many consoles on the shelves, because if there's too many consoles on the shelves, then it may look to somebody walking in that it's not
wants them.
Right, that they're not selling. So it's finding a perfect balance of are making it look like they're selling, but still not having enough where someone can get one fairly easily. I don't think that that's really something they should really worry about, because I don't think anybody thinks that the PS4 isn't selling. It sold 1 million of them on launch day in North America. And that's just a North American launch. It sold 1 million in 24 hours. So whatever amount of detriment is done to the PS4 by having too many of them on the shelves is completely wiped out by the fact that everyone knows how quickly they're selling. It's not a question of perception. The perception is out there that they're selling and they're really awesome and everybody loves them, with the possible exception of people who get the blinking blue light of death. That's it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm exceptionally happy. I'm exceedingly happy. I thought I would be playing the 360 more, but I find that I'm addicted to the PS4. And it's the Twitch. It's the Twitch sharing. All I want to do is sit and play and see people. And it's causing me to play the PlayStation 4 more, because when I'm streaming and I see 8 people in the room, I feel a little bad, like, okay, I'm going to bed, guys. I can't quite walk away.
I'm the same way. I get on. When you told me to get on the other night and play Battlefield, I get on and was playing, and I was getting really tired. But I had 5 or 6 people in the room, and I was chatting, and it was like, man, I didn't want to shut off the stream.
Right.
But it is fun. It's playing the game. But you play the game differently because I found I was talking about it. I was like, oh, here's this gun that I found, and checked out this, and this is where the wind blows you, and I wasn't really playing the game. I was more describing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it interesting. Like Nick was saying on the show, if you're playing the game and you're a terrible host, it wrecks the broadcast. So
right.
I was trying to jazz it up a little bit and keep people interested and check the chat room but at the same time you got to keep playing the game because if you're just standing there then it's nothing to watch.
Right. And
so
you want to take a bathroom break and it's like, oh, I hate taking a bathroom break because then if anybody comes on while I'm in the bathroom, they'll just look, they'll see it's not playing, there's no voice, and then leave.
Yeah, it is fun. I've seen you doing that all the time. All of a sudden I get the little Twitter come up, so-and-so's gone live. I'm like, geez, she's on again.
I'm on again. It's the Twitch. It keeps bringing me back. But I wish, and I'm hoping that Sony will have some kind of a change, although I doubt it, that only the person that is broadcasting's voice comes over if you choose the box to have commentary, taking audio from the headset or the handset. I'm a little kind of sad to find out that if I'm in a party with Goalie or Nick, that you can't hear them, but you can hear me. Which makes it, I would love to be able, and I think you guys would love to be able to watch all of us play together and make comments to each other.
And hear us talk, could you picture like playing Dead Island or something similar? Well, I mean, they could only watch one feed, so they could watch you play, but they could hear everybody talking and laughing. And I think that'd be hysterical.
Right. But when Engineer Kevin and I were talking about it, why it wouldn't do that, he kind of made a mention that it probably has a lot to do with legality issues, privacy issues, because if you're saying to Twitch, please broadcast me, you are accepting the idea that you are being broadcast. And there are laws, federal laws that are in effect, at least in the United States, that you can't record someone or broadcast someone without their consent.
Yeah, but that leads me to believe that if maybe when you went live or if you joined a game that was broadcasting, a disclaimer would come up and says, you got to hit accept because this is being broadcast live, and so there might be a little disclaimer that you can hit to say accept or not,
Right. That may be that, and there very well may be someone that Sony does some software switches that allow it to happen, which I don't know the engineering end of it. I don't know if it's even possible, but I'm sure someone will create a third-party widget that will work with the PlayStation 4 that will allow broadcasting from both insies and outsies on the Twitch, because that's such a huge thing. It makes a difference between whether it's a really interesting, fun game to watch or if it's just one person kind of droning on. It puts a lot of stress on the player because I'm sitting here trying to play and at the same time I'm trying to talk and I can't do this. You can do it really well, Goalie.
I can?
Talk and play. Oh, yeah. When I was watching you play Battlefield 4, it was like I was thinking to myself, wow, I wish I could play like that. But when something starts to happen, I have to stop talking. I can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
Yeah, talking and playing is tough.
It's very difficult. That's why I always get really silent in parties when I'm playing something. Because if I'm focusing on the game...
Yeah, I know what you like. I do the same thing.
Yep.
Sometimes I wonder what you're doing over there. But that's another story.
Well, some of us... it's walking... It's the reason why I can't play drums. I can't do two things at once.
Oh, those people are monsters.
I know. I'm married to one of them.
That's one thing I can't do is play drums. I can play drums. I just can't keep my feet going on the bass. It doesn't work.
Right.
But
that's why it's so much fun trying to play drums on Rock Band.
I play that. I have to play on medium, but I do have fun.
I can't even play easy.
Hey, one thing I didn't get to talk about on the main show that I'd like to talk about, I gave the remote play on Vita a try. Okay?
Yeah.
And so you connected I downloaded the new software on the Vita, and you connected the PS4 and the whole bit, and it gives you an option. There's two options. One of them is second screen, and one of them is I don't know if it's just play. There's two different options you have. And so I selected one of the options. And next thing you know, my controller kind of stops working and it's taken over by the Vita. So you control your PS4 with the Vita. Okay? And so I started to play Battlefield. Okay, now I didn't install Battlefield on the Vita. Okay, so let's just get that right up front. This is just turn on the Vita, connect to the PS4, and then what you see on your TV is what you see on the Vita. And I started Battlefield, started playing, and I'm playing on my Vita, and I went upstairs, and I'm playing Battlefield on the Vita through the PS4.
How did it play?
It played beautiful. The only thing that was weird, though, it's tough playing those games because it's a smaller screen, obviously, and it's tough playing. The Vita's kind of tough to play. It really is. But I did play around. The other thing that's weird is that there's only one button on the Vita. It's the R. I don't know if it's R1 or R2, but it was the shooting button. And there was a couple things you need to do in Battlefield to zoom in, and you needed the bumper button, which is, I don't know if it's R1 or R2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the Vita doesn't have two shoulder buttons.
Right, but it said to use the back. The back acts as the bumper button, the back touchpad.
Oh.
So once in a while I would get it to work. That's how you throw grenades. So it kind of worked. I mean, maybe if I spent more time with it, I'd get better at it. So I was like, oh, okay, that's how you throw a grenade. But I still couldn't get it to work very well. But honestly, it was smooth as silk playing a game on the Vita. And I didn't have to install this huge file to play Battlefield. It just seemed to stream it right through the Vita.
Wow.
And it was really, really cool. And I remember going upstairs and going, Sharon, check this out. I'm playing my PS4 on my Vita. Now I can imagine doing that with Diablo. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Once Diablo comes out, so you could just, and I guess you could just leave you couldn't shut off the PS4. You have to leave it in some kind of a mode. I don't know if it's standby or what mode it is. But imagine that. So it's like, hey, I just, walk around the house and play Diablo on the Vita, or I'll play whatever on the Vita. If everything streams like it does, it worked, and it worked great. It really did. It was clunky to play on, but in fact, I took a picture, and I don't know if I put it on the Game Hound site or if I put it on Twitter, Gamer Goalie on Twitter. I held up the Vita in front of the TV and took a picture, and you could see that it's both screens are identical. What was on the TV was on my Vita, and it was zero lag. It was that smooth.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was kind of neat. The only thing that was is that you couldn't use the controller anymore. You actually had to somehow hit. I think you hit the PlayStation button, and it went in and said disconnect the Vita to go back to using the controller. But it was Corey Warrell says he wants to play Killzone. You know what I wanted to do that I didn't do is a Sunday night I had a work meeting. We went to a restaurant that had Wi-Fi. I was really tempted to take the Vita and hook up Wi-Fi to see if I could play from far away. Because my Vita, I don't have the network connectivity through the cell phone or whatever. So I was like, I wonder if it'll work on any Wi-Fi connection, and I could play.
I'm kind of disappointed you didn't at least try it.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, it was a work thing, so I didn't want to be sitting there playing the Vita while we were discussing stuff. I guess I could have. The Wi-Fi there was kind of spotty at best. So, but yeah, I should have tried it. Maybe I'll go over to my brother's house or something. He's got a good Wi-Fi signal. Maybe I'll try that at some point. But yeah, it worked. It worked in my house. It worked flawlessly in my house. Just right, no installation. No, I thought originally you would have to install the game to play it, on the Vita. Mm-hmm. But it works like on live, whereas it just streams it right to you, and you don't have anything to install.
Huh? Wow.
That makes sense because it's just streaming to it, right?
It works just like on live. I mean, you don't install the game on live. You just play it through their server, and that's kind of what I was doing. PS4 was the server, and I was paying. And Kevin in the chat room says he says the default is same Wi-Fi network, and the other way is similar to an ad hoc network. So I guess maybe I'd have to go in and change some settings to do that with. But you see the commercial with the guy walking down the street playing the Vita with like the baseball game or something. He just left his house. Yeah. I mean, if you got an internet connection, that's probably possible. So it was just one of the other things that was really, really cool about the PS4.
Cool. So, do we want to actually move on to news?
Yeah, let's get off the PlayStation 4 for a little bit. Unless anybody in the chat room has any questions, but we talked that to death, on our last show and this one here. So, yeah, let's get some news.
This is the Game Hounds News, the news, views, and commentary of the week in gaming with Gamer Edie, Holy Gully, Nikki Nicola. First item is...
Hey, can I go off the board for 50, Jack? Because I know it's all PS4 and Xbox are the big ones.
That's an 80s reference. Sorry, Nick. You're excluded from that one.
Yeah, that whoosh right over my head.
Yeah. Joker. Presidents for 100. Yeah, can I go off the board and take geography for 50? Okay. The Room 2 just announced. The Room 2. Remember that game on the iPad that's beautiful that we loved? The Room? That puzzle box game. The Room 2 is scheduled to come out on iPad in December and Android in 2014, according to Joystick.
Really?
And it looks like it's listing for $4.99, $5. December 12th in the iTunes App Store. And they just come out with that little add-on for the Room 1. It was very, very quick and very short. I think I played it in 10 or 15 minutes. But that was a fun game. I think, Edie, you played the Room, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It's a really, really, really good iPad game. Excellent.
It's a thinking game. It's a real good thinking game, and trying to figure it out. And there's enough hints that if you get stuck, it pretty much it helps you out.
I remember playing that at the airport on our way to PAX on Edie's iPad.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, the Room 2 is coming out. Good for them because that was I don't want to say it was a unique game, but it was different. It was a different game, and it was very fun. Yeah. So all right, so now we'll go back to the heavies.
My first item is it's kind of it's the electronics industry is a really interesting nepotistic little group of people all owning each other's technology. Apple just bought the company PrimeSense in Israel. PrimeSense is the maker of the first-gen Kinect sensor. So now Apple owns the Kinect technology. They just bought it for $345 million, and it was reported by Calculist, an Israeli financial newspaper, which has a good track record on acquisitions in the area. It was the first report that Google had bought the Israeli traffic mapping company Waze in June. And according to a report in The Guardian UK, Apple's decision to purchase the company will heighten expectations that it is working on some form of application for the living room where a sensor could work with its Apple TV set-top box and allow users to control a TV remotely. Alternately, it could be fitted to a phone and used to recognize faces, perhaps as an adjunct to its fingerprint unlocking system introduced in the iPhone S in September, or a feature in an entirely new device. But isn't it kind of funny now that if Microsoft wants to use this Kinect technology, it's got to send a check to Apple?
Well, do they? Or because the Kinect was already made like that? I'm sure Microsoft owns some aspect of that technology.
I have no idea. But the fact that Apple now owns the technology that's used in the Kinect is kind of hilarious.
I thought the Kinect was done all in-house, too.
Let's see. Well, this was for the first generation Kinect, not this current next-gen Kinect. So it's
I thought that was all Microsoft.
Yeah, it's PrimeSense's systems generate a three-dimensional representation of the space in front of the sensors using reflected infrared light, so that digital devices can effectively see a scene and recognize elements in it. The first generation Kinect uses it to locate players and observe their movements. So, yeah.
I still don't like that stuff.
One of those, I know, but it was one of those things when I was just kind of reading technology news and business news. I read that and thought, that's an interesting development. But it also does kind of make you question, what exactly are they going to use this for? Because, granted, it's $345 million. It's not that much money in the grand scheme of Apple. They may just buy it and not use it for anything. They certainly
They
haven't.
just bought it because they wanted to buy something.
Yeah, exactly. But it is kind of interesting that Apple would have this. And think of it this way. This is totally talk about going off the board. This is off the board of reality. But if the Xbox division does get sold or, separated from Microsoft in some way, and Apple did pick it up, now Apple owns the technology for the first gen Connects. Just saying. Just saying.
Wow.
It's a lot of ifs.
They own the technology for the one part of the Xbox no one really cares
Nobody
about.
really cares about, and they're not even making any more. So, yeah. Like I said, it's way off the board of reality.
Hey, so let's hit some Xbox One news that is coming out in a couple of days. I'm not getting one. Are either you getting one?
I will eventually, but not off the bat. I'm not. I don't have a launch console.
I'm like I said, I'm kicking back now that I have the PS4, and I didn't know what that was going to do for me. I didn't know if I was going to hate it, and then like, okay, I got to get the Xbox One now, or if I was going to like it. So far I like it, but I'm going to kick back and see which games come out, because right now there's not a lot of games on either system. Mm-hmm. So give it till maybe the holidays or after the holidays. Let's see what comes out. Let's see who's going where is what I'm going to do, because I still have the 360 I'm still playing, so that's kind of my Xbox throwback. Let's see what comes out. Let's see who's playing what.
Well, that information is actually coming out now, because I don't know when the embargo was on the reviews for the Xbox, but it looks like those embargoes are over, because now reviews of the Xbox One are starting to come out. There's a really, really, really good one on Polygon. If you haven't seen the Polygon one, I highly recommend to go there. Because they really did a nice job graphically on that review. But one of the things that's functionally interesting for anybody who's considering the Xbox One is they actually have a picture of a 360 controller and the Xbox One controller, and there's a slide on the picture, so you can slide back and forth to actually do a side-by-side comparison. And what do you call it? I call it A-Bing it. You could literally see the difference very directly between the old Xbox controller and the new Xbox controller. And they've made some very significant differences. And so far, the reviews that I've read kind of point up the differences between the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and they are the differences that we expected, is that the PlayStation 4 is a next-gen gaming console, and the Xbox One is a next-gen media console. And there's a lot of actually very interesting things that comes with the media console part of it that I'm not hating. And
I still think that snap bar thing looks awesome.
Yes, the snap bar. Explain the snap bar, because I need to go light a fire in the fireplace because I'm freezing.
It's like its ability to multitask, but the ability to multitask two things on the same screen. So basically, you can open up an internet browser, but you can actually attach that browser to like the side of your screen, so that your game screen loses real estate, so it becomes smaller. But you've got a little tiny vertical window on the right that has like maybe it'll show cable, so you can see when a show goes to commercial and comes back. You can have that be like Internet Explorer, so you can just kind of jump to it to look for a guide or something like that. And just allows for a real easy kind of picture-in-picture multitasking apps, which just seems really, really neat.
Yeah, it's going to do some nice things. It is.
And I like the voice commands. I still love the voice commands of the Kinect, and the idea that you can overlay that whole UI over your cable box so that you can jump to channels with your voice seems really great, because I just like using my voice for stuff because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to sit up and actually pick up a controller. But
yeah. The something that I didn't realize and probably should have is that the PlayStation 4 camera does have voice.
It does, and I'm interested in getting one to see what that's like.
And do you know that you can set the microphone on PS4 to do commands too? Did you know that?
Really?
You can?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yep. I did it by accident. I had the microphone plugged in and I did something, or maybe I did it. But yeah, as you've got the little earbud with a microphone, you can say like home or settings, and it'll go do something. And I don't have the camera.
I'm turning on my PlayStation now.
I can hear that starting up.
I just did the update during the break the other we had. But yes, that microphone will pick up your voice and do stuff.
Hey, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is. And there's no camera. So I forget what I did with it, but I think something somewhere. Maybe I read it, and it said, yeah.
I do also remember, Edie, there was something that you said before about streaming and how like the only thing that was missing is that you want to put your face up there too so that people could see you.
You can do that.
And the game at the same time.
Yeah.
And I know you can do that if you have
the camera. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I knew that was there, and I don't necessarily want that because, man, you do not want to see what I look like when I play games. I am not that pretty.
I've seen you first thing in the morning. You're not terrible, Edie.
Aww.
Nick looks better.
Nick is pretty in the morning. He's got that. He's fresh.
I look good every hour of the day.
I probably didn't look that good either. You come in with that cup of coffee, and I was just waking up on the couch. And I was like, oh, yeah. We're a couple of buttes right now. This is why we do audio.
That's right. We got faces for radio, especially in the morning. Oh, speaking of faces for audio, last night I did something that I probably will do a lot more of. Is I got liquored while playing on Twitch.
You were breaking stuff out when I went to bed.
Oh yeah, no, I broke out a bottle of Maker's Mark, and I'm not a whiskey drinker, and there's a very good reason for it. Because wow, I went to bed, it was like bed spinning. I'm like, ooh, I'm as drunker than I thought. But I want to send a shout out to somebody that was in the chat room last night. Actually, we had quite a few people. But one of them, believe it or not, is in the same town that I'm in. Like, he lives 5 miles from my house and did not know that I lived this close. He said he's been listening to Game House for years. It's Janus. He's listening to Game House for years. Didn't know, for some reason, that I lived in Richmond. And he's right down the street. So hopefully he's going to send me a message at gamehounds@gmail.com and we'll go have dinner. I will totally buy. Anybody who wants dinner, Gamehounds listener, hit me up. But you have to come to Richmond. But I will totally take you to dinner in Point Richmond. We'll light this Mayberry town, all 3 blocks of it, up.
All right. Come out here. We'll go to Kowloon.
Yeah. If you want to go to Boston, go to Kowloon, definitely hit Goalie up.
Did you get the microphone to work?
It turns out that setting was that checkbox was actually already checked.
Oh, you had it, Jeff.
So I guess I haven't just used the right
word,
message, the right word.
That is one of the things I read
I didn't want to start yelling into the PlayStation.
Well, give it a try while we're online. You just say PlayStation Home or something.
Okay, let's see.
That's one of the things that in the reviews that they would say is that just like the old Kinect, that the Xbox would hear you say something and then turn on and just like randomly go places sometimes because it thought it was you talking to it. Squeegee asked, was there a notification about the Twitch feed? Yes, there's a notification. Go to the Facebook page, Gamehounds Facebook. You will get a notification when it happens. Go to the Gamehounds page and like it so that you're kind of subscribed to it, and it'll show up on your Facebook feed.
Here's the article right here. I was reading on online real quick. It says it can execute several voice commands without the camera. Okay.
Yeah, you can actually take a screenshot using your voice.
PlayStation go home. PlayStation take screenshot. PlayStation log in. And someone discovered booting a game. PlayStation Resogun. It's PlayStation Power Standby. So.
Nice.
Yeah, I was just able to turn it off using the voice.
So, where do you find that box?
Cool. I get to save $60 and I can use that to buy a game instead of a camera.
Did you just try it, Nick?
Yeah, I did.
What did you do?
I just said like Xbox home screen. It went to the home screen. It said power.
You said
and was able
Xbox
to
and it
turn
answered?
off.
Did you say
It is an
Xbox or
That'd be
PlayStation?
hilarious.
Did I say Xbox?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just said Xbox.
I said I'm in PlayStation.
Okay, bummer.
Yeah, so
That would be hilarious if it responded to Xbox.
Where is the box to check to make sure that that's working?
What was it? I think it was under settings and then under settings.
Okay, all right. I'll look for
Right,
that.
it's pretty easy to navigate through the settings. There's not a lot of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like the old PlayStation dashboard that wow.
Oh yeah.
If you
I kept
didn't know where
forgetting,
where you were going, you were not going to find it.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't good.
So yeah, they're trying to figure out how to get notification when when one of us is streaming. Yeah, if you go to Twitch, you sign up for a Twitch account. In your settings, your profile under settings, you can get a notification that's assigned to your cell phone. So it will send you a little message if someone that you are following starts to broadcast. So what you would do is you'd follow the Game Hounds on Twitch TV, and then it's the Game Hounds, and then you would turn around and go and put your phone number in, and it will send you a little notice on your cell phone that we are broadcasting.
Hey, so back to some Xbox One news. So the streaming, they've taken that out on launch, I heard.
Yeah, it's not going to appear until after the beginning of the year, and that makes me a little, I don't want to say worried, but I'm curious as to why that would happen.
It probably just wasn't ready.
How is it that PlayStation's was ready, but Xbox's isn't?
One of the reviews I read, I think it was either Kotaku. Yeah, I think it was Kotaku. They're talking about how, the rumors of Xbox rushing to meet demands and kind of rushing it out the door. And they said that it does feel like the console is coming in hot with, like, some things not quite implemented yet. And he's like, oh, clearly all this stuff will be implemented, like, within the coming months. But the review made a note of saying, like, it feels like it's coming in, like, fresh off the design line.
That makes me really nervous, because you know what happens when Microsoft tends to send stuff out hardware out a little too early, or doesn't really put it through its paces the way it should before it puts it on the shelves, is you get the Red Ring of Death debacle. I'm really questioning now the Xbox One.
I think they rushed it.
Oh, I know they rushed it. If they are you kidding? They would have Twitch if they hadn't rushed it. They would have a lot of this functionality if they hadn't rushed it. And if they're rushing the software, they're probably rushing the hardware too. And if they're rushing the hardware, bad things happen.
I just thought, is there a way to stream to Ustream from PlayStation?
Yeah, you have a choice of Twitch or Ustream.
Okay. I was wondering, because you kept talking about streaming to Twitch, and then I realized, wait, they showed off Ustream first. Mm-hmm. Is that, like, even in the console, or is that something that'll be patched in later?
When you go to streaming, you say, or broadcast, you say, broadcast my gameplay. You have a choice of Twitch or Ustream. I just prefer Twitch because, A, it's gaming focused, and B, Ustream, I kind of have my account set up for some other business, and I don't really want to like throw a bunch of gaming stuff on there. But I might do that today, is do some Ustream streaming, just to see how the interface with Ustream is different with the Twitch, if it changes anything on the screen for the PlayStation 4, and also some of the features that Twitch seems to be not really. I'm having problems with Twitch, guys, and it's not PlayStation's fault. I'm having problems with Twitch. Twitch is supposed to have all the boxes checked to save my broadcast videos to my channel so you can watch them after the fact, and it's not saving. I have my Twitch profile picture, the Gamehound, in my Twitch profile, but it's not coming up when I go into PlayStation 4. It doesn't show the Gamehound's logo on our page, on my screen. It'll just shows an empty head, like I haven't chosen my my picture yet, and I can't.
Yeah, Kevin Bowa says that the Twitch servers are crying now. So
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what happens when. Yeah, if Xbox launched with it, Twitch would like suffer.
Yeah, and it may be that it's Twitch, but Twitch is not launching on Xbox not because of Xbox, but because of Twitch. Because remember, we've had a staggered launch. Twitch is getting hammered, and it's just out in North America, and it's not. I guess it's coming to Europe this week. Or is Europe already out? Do we know?
I don't know.
No idea.
But it's not, I think Europe, it launches either today or tomorrow, but you're launching in Europe, so we're going to get a bunch more users all hitting the Twitch shares. Then you're going to have Japan, which is going to be, it's just going to be a huge puke of people, and they're all going to be hitting Twitch servers. So Twitch is... I'm really surprised Twitch is actually even running at this point, because it's, bless their heart, they are getting killed at the moment. Their user base just exploded by at least 500,000 people. So I'm surprised that it hasn't had more problems than it has now. But I'm wondering if Ustream is any better. And I'm actually, now that you mention it, probably is because of Twitch. The Twitch actually said, please do not launch this on your console when you launch, because if you do, you will kill us. We will die. We will explode under the power of all these users all just streaming constantly.
The internet would just blow up.
Would buckle. It would cause a black hole that would suck in all the internet. Hi, dog.
Yeah, he says hi.
Milo.
He says, fuck Twitch. I hate Twitch. You stream all the way.
So is Milo getting a Xbox or a PlayStation?
He's getting an X-Bone, duh.
And what else is interesting? Oh, what else in the news?
My Twitch here, I'm trying to find out where you can change it to save.
It's under, Twitch is, it's not a very good UI. I'm not going to lie. Twitch really needs to get friendlier, to say the least, as far as, somebody never using Twitch before. News of, I don't think I might have mentioned it. Maybe it was only on the other show. PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 sold 1 million consoles on day one. They anticipate 4 million consoles being sold by the beginning of the year. I think by March sometime. But that's a lot. A whole lot. Something I just read, and now I have to find it. I was reading it just before we got on. Study behavior video games. And I'm reading this out of Slate. Just today there has been a new study, a very big study done over in Britain. It's a massive study of 11,000 youngsters in Britain. Examining how much time they spend in front of screens and behavior and attention issues. And it's long been said that playing a lot of video games by youngsters does affect their behavior, does affect the attention problems. And but none of those studies had actually examined television and video games separately. They just launched screen time. They just looked at screen time, period. This most recent study, which is they called it a millennial study, and they've been looking at 11,000 youngsters for many, 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 many years, and have just released their initial findings and have found that gameplay has no negative impact on kids. Does not affect behavior, does not affect attention issues. They said that Television does affect issues. Affect those issues, that if you spend more than 3 hours a day of television for children age 5, you are seeing behavior problems and attention problems between ages 5 and 7. However, if they are playing video games in the same amount, it has no effect on behavior. So all of this bullshit about video games being bad for kids is bullshit. And it has now been figured out by so far the most definitive and all-encompassing study done to date. It's also the first time that this many kids that are not American children have been examined, because they tend to do these studies in North America. Now they're looking at actually European children, which I think we all can agree probably are better behaved and at least not quite so, in general, have attention problems and behavior problems anyway than North Americans. So removing out that variable, looks like video games not that bad for your kids, no matter what anybody says. Yeah.
Yay.
It's called the UK Millennial Cohort Study. And let's see.
What else we got?
I had a bunch of stuff, and then I lost my file, so I have to look it up again. By the way, what's your next games you think you're going to be buying?
Oh boy!
For the
Need for Speed Rivals or Battlefield?
I was thinking about Need for Speed, but I'm not a good racing guy.
Yeah, I'm not a big racing guy.
For me, it looks like a return to like the Burnout style of racing game.
Yeah, I'm sorry about Killzone. I did 3 games with that 2 for 3, and I knew I wanted Assassin's Creed. I'm glad I got that. I knew I wanted Battlefield. I'm glad I got that. But the question was, I going to get Killzone or Call of Duty Ghosts? I got Killzone. I played it for 30 minutes. Hated it. Oh my God, I hated. And booted it. And I don't know if I'll go back, because it was the first game I played with a new controller. So, of course, I'm trying to overcome the controller, plus I'm trying to overcome the game itself. But I find the controls to be unintuitive and overly complex. So I'm probably going to chuck it. And I'm sorry I didn't buy Call of Duty. But I'm looking forward to Battlefield, because I know I like shooters, but
Battlefield,
Killzone I did not like.
I'm having a hard time with it. Just like I said, it's not doing it for me. But I when I first got the PS4, I put everything in and tried everything real quick. Is what I did, except for Assassin's Creed. That's the one I just put in recently. And Killzone was okay. It was okay. I'm gonna go back and try it again. But Battlefield grabs you by the throat and says, "Play me." But remember to upload to the cloud, though. That's one thing I mentioned on the show. If you guys are playing Battlefield, make sure that you every now and then you manually upload your file save to the cloud, because I've had 3 or 4 times where my save file was corrupted and it's a known issue, and you lose everything. Everything. You got to start all over. So make sure you upload the file manually. When you get done a game, you go back to the dash. Even if you're not done playing it, every hour or so, okay? Just hit the option button, go to main screen, exit the game, upload the file, and then go back to the game, just to be safe. That's my thing. That's what I do. I help you guys. If you guys are still there.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. Yeah. I just was starting up my PlayStation, because I just realized that the 5.1.51 firmware for the PlayStation 4 is live, the update. So I want to start that update now.
It took 10 minutes. I did that during the break.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm going to do it right now. Goalie, I know you like Thanksgiving.
Yes, I did.
We've got a whole new Thanksgiving for you. I don't know. Maybe you're interested in this. I don't know. Borderlands 2 still dumping out a fuck ton of DLC.
Wait, really? They have a new piece of DLC?
A new piece of DLC. It is the second Headhunter pack, and it is called The Horrible Hunger. It comes out next week. Thanksgiving week. It's called The Horrible Hunger of the Ravenous Wattle Gobbler, and it launches on November 26th. It is a giant evil turkey that you must kill. Evil turkey boss. It is $3. The third Headhunter DLC is called How Marcus Saved Mercenary Day, is due out in December, so it's obviously probably going to be Christmas themed, like the Grinch, How the Grinch Saved Christmas or whatever. So yeah, they're still pumping that stuff out. So if you want to battle a giant evil turkey for $3, Borderlands 2. Bless their hearts, they really. Gearbox has absolutely no problem just really supporting this game better than any game has ever been supported by DLC in the history of gaming.
Yeah, they're doing a really, really good job. It's just been a year. You know, I haven't played it in a while.
Yeah, it's hard to go back. It's
is.
I kind of want to, but it's like,
there's so much
what
else.
about Grand Theft Auto? What about Assassin's Creed? What about X, Y, and Z?
I'm assuming this update's happening because all I have is a blue screen. This is scaring me. Oh no!
Oh boy!
Oh no! Just a blue screen. It's on.
The blue screen of death. The blue screen of death has left Microsoft.
Give it some time. Give it some time.
All right. I'll have faith.
Yeah, because mine come up and it actually wouldn't let me do anything. It's every option said sign in. So I said, okay, sign in.
I don't have any sign in. It is just a blank screen.
Don't act rational. Panic first.
Don't just do something. Stand there. So maybe it's just not booting up.
Amazon is freeing up more Xbox One Day One consoles this morning. Oh, but it's gone. Never mind. That was this morning.
There you go.
So yeah, Xboxes are done.
What is kind of nice is that, like, with all the pre-orders and with Sony saying, hey, they sold 1 million and expect to sell 3 million, it does seem to suggest that, like, there is a very healthy desire for new consoles. That it's not going to kind of fall flat like the Wii U did.
No.
When the Wii U came out and kind of didn't go anywhere, people were like, oh shit, will these new consoles even be successful? Do people want new consoles? And there's that whole fear. And it's kind of good to see that, okay, the industry as it is, you know, with these consoles and high def consoles, is still the same. We're not all jumping ship to smartphones and tablets.
Sorry, I'm still looking at a blue screen, and that's really making me nervous.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I'm not getting blinking blue lights, but I just have a blue screen. I really wish I had watched my console before I did it.
Yeah.
Do you have that little circle that's spinning in the middle?
I have nothing. I have just a screen.
Oh.
Just dead
Try
screen.
hitting the
PlayStation button again.
I did.
Not PlayStation, like the D-pad button to see if it highlights anything. Because, you know, sometimes the icons just load.
No, it's like it says it's acting like it's not on, but the PlayStation is definitely on. I got a blue light.
Hit the power button manually.
I'm gonna try and do that. I'm afraid. All right, give me a second. Hold on.
Oh boy.
Try and hit the power
button. No.
This is a live death.
She's gonna be erasing all the stuff we just talked about on the PS4.
Yep, that's it. Fuck PlayStation, getting an Xbox.
All right. It looks like it's still in standby mode. All right. It just
She's saying something.
Okay, that's the power button. Hold on.
I heard a beep.
Yeah, that was the. Okay, it looks like it's sleeping.
It's
Oh, there we go. Maybe. Okay, it just hasn't
Sleeping?
turned on for some reason.
I was kind of weirded out at first when I hit the power button and the light turned orange. And I thought, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Orange. And then I realized, oh, that's just standby.
Yeah, you gotta figure out all those things.
Well, my standby is white, and it's like, you know, white fading in and out. This like the universal sign of electronics sleeping.
White's not standby. White is like we've reset to update.
Okay, so I have a white light, and I still have nothing on the screen.
Oh,
but
no.
it's a steady white light.
Did you reset it?
I turned it. Well, it's maybe I don't know. I'm afraid.
What is the way you can go? There's a safe mode you can go to too. I don't know how to do it.
Oh yeah, that's right. How do you do it in safe mode? What to do in a safe mode? At first, you have to turn it off. I know.
My
No, I like.
light is white, and the Xbox.
I like Blackspear's suggestion. Turn it upside down and wrap it in a warm towel.
Did you try the power button?
I have not. Yes, the power button in the front of the
Yeah.
PlayStation. Yeah, I did.
How about the eject button?
I tried the eject button. The eject button works just fine.
So you didn't try the power button?
Well, let me see if I can try it again.
You could try unplugging it and plugging it back in.
Oh God, that's just asking for things. All right, I have turned it off.
Oh yep, I hear beeping.
Right?
Yep.
And I've turned it off, and now I have no signal to the television. So I'm getting I'm getting the white flashing, slowly flashing. What I call
Speak into the microphone and tell it to update. That's awesome from Blackspear.
Okay. It is white and flashing. Oh, there we go. Now it went to orange. So orange means standby, right?
Yeah, just like hit the PS button or something.
Okay, I'm going to hit the PS button now on this controller. And it got a beep. We now have blue. And it is booting up.
Stand by.
Stand by. I know. Riveting radio here. This is God, if this thing breaks, I swear to God, it will break my heart. Especially after I just said, it's not that big a deal. There's not that many broken ones.
I know.
It's not bad. It's just whatever. It's less than 1%.
Right. It's less than 1%. Not that big a deal.
Well, Edie, this means you just won the lottery.
Now, did you say that you got the update or you didn't get the update?
I was turning it on so I could get the update.
And
now I have a white light and absolutely no signal still going to the television. Whereas before I had a signal, now I've got no signal to the television.
Maybe it's off now.
No, because it was white light. The white light on the console, it's on.
This is where Google comes in handy.
Yeah. Please don't die on me, PlayStation.
Well, it's not blinking blue light, and that seems to be what.
It's not a blinking blue light. Let me turn it off again. And press and hold. Okay. So now the white light is blinking and probably going towards being in standby. And if it goes into standby, I'm going to unplug it. Okay, now the white light is off, so it's completely shut down.
Okay.
That is weird.
All right, so I'm really nervous. You have no idea how nervous I am.
I know. I'm
right
shaking
now.
with you. I don't even want to turn mine on now.
All right.
Well, actually, if you want to try booting up in safe mode, you do that by holding the power button until a second beep is heard. You'll hold the power button for about 7 seconds.
All
yeah,
right.
try that.
I am pressing
And that boots you in safe mode.
All right. I am now holding it.
And then from safe mode, you could update from a USB stick.
Kevin in the chat room, live bricking.
Yeah, this is what we need a live stream of. Where's Twitch when you need it?
Oh, I know. If she can't Twitch tonight, she's going to be twitching all night.
She's going to be twitching no matter what. It's just a different kind of twitch.
Did safe mode come up?
I don't know because you guys were making so much noise I couldn't hear the second beep.
Oh.
Right. Well, then this might be a good time to mention this one piece of news. Where was it? Oh, here we go. A little Kotaku article. Brendan Sinclair, who works at GameSpot, had a Brit console, and one of the checklist for how to send back your PS4, says do not pack or ship any of these items: discs, controllers, cords or cables, or insect-infested consoles.
I saw that. Spiders, right?
It just says insect-infested consoles. Maybe it's just me. I found it rather odd that has to be specifically called out.
Yeah, I downloaded the update before we come on the air here, and then I just, it seemed to be okay. And
yeah, I downloaded it before too. I forget when I downloaded it, but I did download it. I mean, heck, I just turned it on and played with the voice commands.
Yeah, you did, yeah. I just changed mine to log in automatically. It's real quiet, Nick. I'm not liking this.
I know. Did she die? I can't hear any beeping.
I'm still working on it. I had to take off my headphones because I couldn't hear the second beep.
Oh.
And all I heard was insect-infested consoles.
Yep.
That's all I heard. It was like, I really wish I had been part of that conversation just now.
It's like my TV. You guys remember my TV store, my production TV?
Oh God, that was actually one of the first Game Hounds episode I listened to. Was when we mentioned that TV, and I thought that is like one of the most horrible things I've ever heard.
It is.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you that don't remember that, just a quick recap is I had a big Mitsubishi 52-inch projection screen, meaning that it projects from the back onto the screen. Now, when I took off the clear plastic front, the projection, it projected onto like this piece of paper. It was almost like a drive-in movie or a 8mm projector projecting on a screen. And behind this piece of paper was a spider hanging from its web. And he would crawl across my screen. So while I was watching something, I could watch this spider crawl across the screen, just like at a drive-in theater if you walked in front of the projector. And next thing you know, this spider had babies, and it was all these little spiders crawling around on my screen.
Oh,
and there's
God.
nothing I could do about it, because if I took off the plastic, I tried to bat the paper to get them to move. If I broke the paper, now I'm screwed. But that's how the TVs were back then, the projection TV. And eventually he ended up going on his way, but it was just funny watching him sit there, just kind of dangling and then walking around the screen. It's like, you son of a bitch. And you couldn't watch TV because you just kept watching the spider. Fun times.
God, that just sounds so disturbing.
It is. It was
weird. How did you get rid of that? Like, what do you do with an insect-infested
It just
TV?
left. It left on its own.
The spiders just moved it?
It did, yeah. Maybe I put on some TV that it didn't like watching.
It's like, God, this guy has such awful taste in television. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
I honestly think my PS4 just bricked.
No.
I think it did.
Did you try it in safe mode?
I can't even get it up in safe mode.
Did you unplug it?
I unplugged it.
Oh, no.
I unplugged it and plugged it back in, and it is sending no video signal.
Is it the HDMI, do you think?
No,
No, you haven't touched it.
It was working last night.
Try going onto the Sony forums and seeing what they got to say.
Well, no, I'm gonna bring out Engineer Kev.
Okay. Well, why don't we wrap up the show then and just keep
Yeah.
everybody in touch?
Wow! Yay! I'm bricked. I think maybe I might. I am in game. Oh shit! I'm not bricked. Fuck.
What?
Okay, so oh man, I knew. I just had a feeling it was something stupid.
Oh boy, this is gonna be good.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So you have your control, your remote control for your television, and my remote control under the button game goes to my 360. My remote control button for my PlayStation 3 is set to, I think it's my DVR button, because there's no 2 game buttons. So I've been hitting game because that's what I've been doing for the last so many years.
So
because
you're in the wrong input.
I'm in the wrong. I'm trying to get the 360. I got 360 on the screen.
So you've been unplugging, hitting buttons, hitting eject, kicking it, flipping it over.
I know. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I hope I didn't brick it now. Okay, there's DirecTV. It says, I bring it up and now I've got it. It's in my, all right. And it says, hey, a problem occurred the last time this PS4 was used. You might want to report this problem. I'm going to report user is a fucking idiot. That's what the problem was. Oh, God. No, do not report this. Okay. I'm sorry, PlayStation. Yes, update now.
I like Black Sphere. It's, Nick, goalie, and Wreck-It Edie.
Oh, man.
We have to change the name of the show to How to Almost Brick a PlayStation. How to brick.
And I'm running through things in my head going, what
I almost asked you, was it on the right input? You're saying just blue screen, but the PlayStation's got a blue background.
Right.
So I'm like, it must be the input. You must have a wrong input on.
Yeah, and I that's what it looked like to me, and that's why I was going through my head, and I was going back and hitting game and hitting game and hitting game. And it's like, oh yeah, game. That's the 360. Whoops.
Yeah, Kevin, it definitely was user error.
All right, so anyway, where were we?
Where were we 20 minutes ago for you gave us all a heart attack?
I'm an idiot. Oh my God, I just did that live.
That's awesome. That
is recorded for all time.
All time. Oh, I've got witnesses. Oh.
Can I just say chick game is the best?
I'm red-faced. I'm so embarrassed that just happened the last 20 minutes of my life. I would really like to rewind and do over.
Hey. I'm really nervous, you guys.
Gamer Edie has committed suicide.
What does the screen say? The screen says Xbox is not turned on. What do I do? My PlayStation's bricked. Oh, my God.
All right. Okay, so here's a couple things you might want to know if you're interested in a next-gen console and getting rid of your old-gen console. As I know right now that if you decide to trade in your Xbox and now your Xbox 360 and now your PS3, if you want to turn them in this week, you will get at least $100 from Best Buy. That's my PlayStation 4 coming to life. Those looking for a little, this is out of Joystick, those looking for a little extra dough for the holidays or for their new PS4 or Xbox One systems may consider trading in their current gen consoles. Best Buy has those folks in mind this week, as it's offering a minimum $100 gift card for all working PS3 and Xbox 360 systems. The deal is good through participating Best Buy locations until Saturday, November 23rd. While the condition of the system and added accessories will affect the value Best Buy places on the used goods, any console with a broken factory seal, is cracked, or has water damage will not be eligible for the trade-in. We told you not to bring your 360 down the water slide. That's not a bad deal, and that's a minimum $100. So, of course, if you have your Kinect and it's in good shape, depending on which what kind of 360 is it, the 360 Slim, or is it the like I have the Black Elite Edition? Obviously, these things are going to affect how much money you get, but at a minimum, you will get $100, which is a good deal for Best Buy, especially right before Christmas.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Did you hear Kelly Brown's story about her going to Target trying to trade in her iPad?
No.
She brought in her iPad to Target because they were taking, I think it was $200 you were getting for, you get a Target gift card for $200 if you traded in a tablet or something. I almost did the same thing. I got an Xbox, the iPad 1 is kind of kicking around here that I got years ago. And she said she walked into Target and she was trying to find out where to go trade it in, and all the associates kept coming up to her and saying, "What are you doing? How did you get that iPad? The iPads are in the case. You can't have that." She goes, "It's mine. I'm trading it in." And so, where do I go? Oh, go over there. So she starts walking over there, and someone else stopped her. "Excuse me, ma'am, what are you doing with that iPad?"
I'm trading it in. It's my iPad.
Yeah, yeah. She's 3 or 4 times she got stopped thinking that she was stealing an iPad. And then she got up to the counter, and the guy says, "Oh, you completely erased everything and reset it?"
Yeah.
Perfect.
Really? He didn't want everything erased and reset?
Yeah, you want just take it and buy stuff,
What the fuck? Ugh, okay. Well, I don't know why anybody trades in anything. I guess if you got a lot of money in it,
use it, it's just going to sit there and take up space.
I'm just kind of an Apple. You know how Commander Tim used to be about consoles. That's kind of how I am about Apple products. I don't sell my Apple products.
Yeah,
really? Why would you keep one around? Like, there's no reason to.
Maybe not. I'll get rid of I'll sell a laptop or a computer, but I won't sell. I won't sell any of my mobile devices because I have them all.
So so it's like a collection.
It's kind of like my collection. I've only, especially iPods, I have only lost one iPod, and that was because it was stolen from me at my work by, I'll call you out, you motherfuckers at Delta came into under our break room, and you went through my bag, and you motherfuckers stole my red iPod. Bastards.
Oh, bummer.
But that's the only one I've ever lost. I have the original iPod with the scroll wheel that's like a literal, it's a wheel, it's a mechanical wheel.
Yeah. Yep.
The brick, and I still have it, and it still works. And it's like I think it was last Christmas, I lined up all of the and it's every generation. So I lined them all up in a successive generational line and then put my new iPhone at the end and took a picture, and it was kind of like, wow, I'm
mine
in.
Still worked too. Mine still worked. I think the wife still has hers. Hers works. I ended up trading mine into GameSpot just because I just don't use it. It's just sitting around. I might as well get $20 for it.
Right? Yeah. I'm never getting rid of that iPod, the original iPod. Never getting rid of that original iPod. That's history. The scroll wheel, yeah, that's history.
The scroll wheel sucked though. Now it's all just whatever. Now it's like iPod play Black Sabbath. Hey, you know what? One thing before we close out here, just we get the Xbox One coming out. Do you know what would have closed the deal for Xbox One with me? And I know that they got off to a rocky start, and people are still mad at them, and they made all the changes. If they were backwards compatible with discs in games, meaning my collection of 360 discs would play an Xbox One. All the games that I have downloaded, Bejeweled and Diner Dash and all those games, I could download on my Xbox One and play. I, no question, would have upgraded to Xbox One if that was the case.
Yeah. Well, that's not possible because of the chipset.
A deal maker. There was a lot of deal breakers, but that was a deal maker. If I could have replaced my 360, which I need to do because it's really old and slow, I would have absolutely replaced that with the Xbox One. But because it's a new console and it's starting off fresh and nothing will work, I haven't done it yet. I
think that when they announced that it was not going to be backwards compatible, that's when I knew that Microsoft had problems. If it didn't recognize that people would jump ship because there was nothing keeping them using a PlayStation or an Xbox product. If none of their old discs were going to work, then they're going to keep their 360 anyway. So it left everybody that uses the 360 open to PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
But that being said, I understood why they did it. You had to do it.
Equal ground.
They had to do it. It's a chipset thing. The chips won't work. The chips don't speak the same language as the old chips.
I don't, like I say, I don't know anything about that technology, but just as a consumer, that it's just, that would have been a no-brainer. I think if they could have somehow pulled it off, they would have sold a lot more. Because I know I probably would have got one of each.
Right.
In fact, I might have not even got the PlayStation at that point, because by the time they backtracked everything, if they were backwards compatible, I know that, we have all these games that we play.
Oh, yeah. I would have gotten the Xbox One, no question.
Yeah, I think I might have got two, one for each of us here at the house, and then we would have had new systems and still been able to play our old games. But now I'm waiting to see what comes out, and like I said, I'll still be using the 360. But I would have absolutely made the change to the Xbox One. Now I'm going to play the waiting game.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to watch carefully. I haven't ruled out using the Xbox One as its intended purpose as a media center, but I need to see it more. I doubt I will. and which means it's just a gaming console for me. And if it's just a gaming console, that's pretty expensive for just a gaming console that's gimped. Because obviously, if you're just using it for a gaming console, you're not getting all the field advantages of it. So, what else? I guess that's about all the interesting information I've got.
There is an article on Game Informer about what happens when you plug the PS4 HDMI cable into the Xbox One.
I heard the lag is horrible.
Oh, really? Because in the article it says that there actually wasn't any lag when they did that.
Really? Okay, let me look up, because in the Polygon review, which I did mention here, by the way, everybody, if you're going to look for a review of the PlayStation 4, really check out that Polygon one. It's really, not just PlayStation 4, but Xbox One. Really check out the Xbox One review. It's a good one. Let me pull it up. It's loading. Xbox One also features, this is out of Polygon, Xbox One also features an HDMI input in the back. This is designed for the system's television capabilities, but it will actually work with any HDMI device. If you're as disappointed as we are by the lack of backwards compatibility this generation, and want to keep an Xbox 360 or PS3 plugged in here, we've got some bad news. It works, but our most lag-sensitive editors wouldn't want to play that way.
Okay. The Game Informer was about PS4.
Oh, PS4. I'm sorry.
Maybe there's some difference. Maybe that makes a difference in the lag? I
What?
don't know why that would.
If they plugged in a PS4 into the 360, into the Xbox One?
Yeah.
Ah.
And they basically just put the Snapchat overlay on the PlayStation. So yeah, if you want to multitask.
Wow, that's an interesting concept. Oh, wow, this is all interactive. That's hilarious. Yeah, you definitely need to check out the Xbox One review of Polygon. There's a lot of cool toys in it.
Yeah, they got all those moving pictures.
Right, and the moving pictures, by the way, the moving picture, the line drawing of the Xbox One, you can actually play with it. You can move you grab the handles.
Who needs
thumbsticks.
new consoles when we have interactive internet pictures?
Right, you can play with the internet, play with it. If you scroll down, and this is the most valuable tool, I think, when it goes to the controller, a small step forward, you can see a picture of the controller comparing the Xbox One and the 360, and you can slide that center bar over, so you can literally look at it by comparison as position of everything. It's really good. So you can see that the thumbsticks are bigger.
Yep, it was cool.
And that how the difference between the D-pad being slightly lower and it's a cross instead of that circle with the 4 points on it. You can see that the thick sticks themselves are slightly smaller. They have a bigger bezel around the edge, a smaller concave center, and that the positioning themselves, it's slightly lower. Both of them. Well, the one on the the right hand one is still the same, but the left one is slightly lower on the handle. And the buttons, that's the most interesting thing for me, is the buttons position is totally different now. If you look at them, that the buttons are bigger, they're easier to see if you're looking at them, but most importantly, they are actually considerably lower on the controller itself. So it's a good tool. Play with it.
Nice. Well, I got to go peel some potatoes.
You got to peel potatoes. I got to go. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's 1:30. I got to go play with my now not bricked PlayStation 4. God. None of us will speak of this. Seriously, this is our little secret, all right? Didn't happen. This is not the droid you're looking for. All right, I will talk to all of you later. Thank you so much for listening. Actually, let's do the outro. You have been listening to Gamehound's Happy Endings, episode 30. We did record this on November 20th, 2013. That would be Wednesday. Here's the place to get a hold of us. Gamehounds.net is our website. Gamehounds@gmail.com is the email. Facebook page, really good place to get a hold of us, A. And B, if you like the Facebook page for Gamehounds, you will get notifications from Twitch whenever we start broadcasting. That is facebook.com/The Gamehounds. You can check out our Twitch TV channel at twitch.tv/The Gamehounds. And our Twitter is twitter.com/Gamehounds or twitter.com/GamerGoalie. My PSN name, if any of you want to add me, since I've got 2,000 slots to fill, is Gamer Edie. And
don't even ask Nick.
Don't even ask it. Nick's got a completely idiotic name.
0 instead of an O.
Yes.
It's got a backspace in there somewhere and a equal sign. I don't know.
Yeah. By the way, sorry, I was just blasting you out with music. So yeah, Goalies is Gamer Goalie, PSN name Gamer Goalie. I guess again mine was Gamer Edie, GamerEdie, all one word. And what else did I want to tell you about? Oh, if you haven't already signed up for us on iTunes, please go to iTunes and sign up for Gamehounds Happy Endings. That's this show. If you want to check out our other show, that's our Gamehounds show. The regular recorded one, that one is Gamehounds on iTunes. Do us a favor. If you are a subscriber to either one of those, or if you're just a fan, please go to the iTunes page. Leave us some feedback. It makes it easier for other people to find us because it raises our position in video game podcasts. But on top of that, lets people know what we do well, what we do badly, and lets us know as well. So hopefully we can improve this podcast and make it even more fun for you. Goalie, Nick, let's get together and try and do some gaming together. Remember, it's party. It's a party. They call it a party because it's a party. And remember, everyone in here is masturbating.
Yeah, I will. I get bad movie night, but we wrap up early, so I'm going to be on later.
Whenever I see you in a party, I'll join.
Yes, please do. And if I'm streaming, I'll just let everybody know that you're there. All right, guys. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.